Welcome to That's My Biz, the Internet Business Showcase, where we bring exposure to products, services, and special causes of local businesses and organizations. Thank you so much for joining us. We are coming to you live from the BizLinks TV studio. Brought to you by Visual Marketing Mentors, LLC. Hello everyone, I'm Pamela Alexander, your host for That's My Biz. Thank you and welcome for joining us for another wonderful episode. As always, we love to share with you the wonderful businesses that we meet when we're out and about networking, businesses, nonprofits, organizations as well. And we have with us today a wonderful guest, Miss Mary Taylor Carr. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here with you all.
Thank you. Now, I have a lot to tell you about Miss Carr. She is a life and business coach and consultant. And now her company is Bridges Coaching and Consulting, and it was started in 1998. And they partner with clients to transform their businesses and lives by isolating barriers, preventing them from achieving their desired goals. And that is something that we all want to make sure we do, because we're probably our worst critics. And so we need someone to help us along with that and help us get past some of those barriers. Now, as their coach, they provide customized development plan to help clients improve leadership and business skills to deal effectively with challenges. They develop a solid game plan that includes strategies, tools, and practices that lead to greater success. So wonderful things that we're going to hear today. And the first thing I want to start out with is, now tell us exactly, what is a coach or a consultant and kind of what's the difference?
Okay, great question. A consultant is really involved in problem solving.
Okay.
So they're usually brought in when somebody interprets a condition or a problem, and they're looking for somebody to give them some solutions. A coach really assumes that you all are perfect as you are. Whatever circumstances, whatever challenges that have brought you to this point in life, they are perfect for you. And then a coach helps you mine through that, get some clarity about where you want to move forward to.
That's fantastic. I think that's the best description that I've heard of the difference in a coach and a consultant. So as a coach, what are some of the criteria? What do you have to go through in order to really be a qualified and a successful coach?
Okay, another great question. You actually go through some training. I'm actually have a certification, a certificate in coaching from Coach University. I also have some spiritual coaching from Liberty University that I've also acquired. And then it's practice, learning and honing your skills. And a lot of it, too, is what I believe is your spiritual gift. And so it's about having that capacity, to that desire to help people grow and learn.
Okay. And that's wonderful. And so now tell me, when you're talking about the coaching, and I know there's a lot of nuances in the different types of people and the personalities, are there particular types of individuals or businesses that you prefer to work with?
I say I will work with anybody who's ready to move forward.
Right.
If you just want to complain about life and your circumstances, I'm just not the right person for you.
No pity parties.
No pity parties.
Okay.
So anybody that is looking to move forward in either their business or their personal life, I'm the person.
Okay. So now, what are some of the results that you've seen in working with your clients?
Well, it's interesting. I seem to attract people that are going through challenges in their careers.
Okay.
And so what I do is I help them understand where they are and help them identify what are the other possibilities. With some, we work and they continue in their chosen field and they get promotions and they move forward. Some others decide that it's time for a change. And so what we do is we work through a plan to actually help them either change careers or launch their own businesses. And so that's what I really love doing, is helping people get to where they ultimately want and need to be.
Okay, so if that's any of you all out there, make sure that you reach out to Ms. Taylor Carr, because you can really help make a difference. And one thing that I like to hear about when talking to coaches and consultants is kind of their own story. So maybe share a little bit of your own personal transformation.
Well, I started in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
And I actually always wanted to be a teacher. But to be honest, I realized that teachers initially anyway, don't earn a great deal of money.
Right. We hear
And
that.
it's not that I'm money focused, but I am focused on moving forward
Right.
and opportunities. And so I chose to go into business. That's what I got my degree in, was a business administration. And so I was in sales for about 12 years. But where I really found my passion was when I became a sales leader.
Okay.
And I know people say that's one of the most difficult challenges, is to not only be responsible for results, but also managing people.
Right.
But what I found was that that's where I just love to be. I loved helping people grow and learn.
Okay.
And so I went through that for a number of years, did some training, which was kind of included in that. And then it came to a point where I was offered an opportunity to take an early retirement, and I took that, and that's when I launched my own business. And so since then, I've been able to not only help people grow that were my direct reports, but I've been able to enlarge that.
Okay.
And that's actually why I decided to write a book, because I felt like it gave me the opportunity to really touch the lives of even more people.
Right, and that's fantastic because for coaches and consultants, I mean, a book is one of their greatest tools, and this is your book right here, Bridging to Joy. And so it's great that you did that. And I want to get it as a perfect segue. Want to hear more about your book, Bridging to Joy. And first, kind of tell me, what does it mean, Bridging to Joy?
Bridging to joy is about getting to that point where you understand inside of you who you really are. You know, we start off, I believe, in life being fantastic and amazing as little children. If you've ever been around them, you know they love themselves.
Yes.
And then, you know, between parents and school and the world, we get these other layers.
Yeah.
And so it's about moving those other layers, peeling back the onion, getting back to be that fantastic individual that God actually created us to be. And so I look at it as a bridge,
Okay.
because you're moving from where you are to where you were really meant to be. And that's a place of joy.
Okay, so now, and that sounds like some of the motivation, but kind of what else was behind writing the book? Like, what made you say, okay, I need to share this, I need to put this information in a book and share with my audience?
Because it was the response and the feedback I was getting from people that I was coaching. And they were telling me that I really made an impact and a difference in their lives.
Okay.
And I was just taken aback. I mean, I knew that I was supporting them and what they were going through and what they were doing, but I didn't realize that it had such a major impact on their lives. And so I thought, well, let me share the process, because I never really formulated the process that I really go through, because everybody's an individual. So what I did was I formulated, what are the steps that a person has to go through before they can actually bridge to a greater life of joy.
Okay.
And we actually start with, what are an individual's beliefs? What have they acquired? Who do they think they are? And then we start to kind of rework and go into the magic of them being able to explore a deeper meaning for themselves.
Okay. Now, do you also get into, because, we have what our impression is of ourselves,
Right.
and then we have how others see us.
Right.
And I've done personality tests before where the ones I found that had the greatest result was where it was a variety of responses that was utilized to determine that, not just kind of what I thought, but what other people
Right.
around me thought as well. How do you kind of blend that with when you're talking about who someone is and what their passion is and what's going to make them joyful, kind of tying all that in together?
Okay, great question. Because if you just ask a person what they think, then you're going to get the same thing, right? That's like that definition of insanity, doing
Right.
the same thing and
Right.
expecting different results. So in the book, and actually in my practice, what I actually start with is their beliefs.
Okay.
And then we drill deeper to understand, how did you come to believe that?
Right. Yeah.
And so, to your point, it's them giving the answers, but it's not just them.
Right.
Because when they talk about the beliefs that they have, then they have to go back and think through, who told me that?
Right.
I was working with a client not too long ago, and he just couldn't, was amazingly talented,
Mm-hmm.
but he just couldn't move past those first steps.
Okay.
And so we had a discussion about the beliefs that he had and how did he see himself. And at the point, as you said, he said, well, this is how I see myself.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the right question
Mm-hmm.
just kind of festers,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it grows. And he actually shared with me a story. He grew up in the South where there had been an instance where his father had been mistreated by others.
Mm-hmm.
And that left an impression on him as to what black people could actually accomplish.
Mm.
And so once we were able
Yeah.
to get to that point,
Yeah. Yeah.
he was able to move forward. And now he has a couple of successful businesses that he's been able to launch.
Wow, that's a wonderful story, and thank you for sharing that. And hopefully that may have touched someone out there. And I love that point that you made. Sometimes it's just that right question
Exactly.
makes people think, and they may give you that immediate answer, but later on, as they think about it a little bit more, they
Right.
really kind of get down to the deep part of it. I love that. Now, so with the book, so now give us some of the information without giving it all away, because you all have to get the book.
That's right.
To get all of the meat out of this book. But give us maybe just a few appetizers out of the book.
Okay. Well, again, it starts with the belief,
Mm-hmm.
and then it gives you an opportunity to start to explore other possibilities,
Okay.
the what ifs, and to go beyond what you've been told is possible, but to really expand and think about if there were no barriers, what might that be?
Okay.
And I understand that getting to that point is a process. So there are actually exercises in the book that helps
Okay.
you get there. One of the reviewers said that what separates this book from other, if you want to call
Yes.
self-help books,
Yes.
is that it's not just platitudes. But in addition to that, it actually gives you the roadmap
Okay.
to get to that point. And so, the consultant in me, I guess,
Yeah.
comes in. And so we're about moving forward. It's about putting together a realistic plan for each individual that they can actually embrace and move forward on. And so what the person will find is that they will do some of these exercises more than once. Because as you grow, you will expand, and then you also need to be reminded of how fabulous you are. So you may want to do those exercises periodically.
I love that because, right, depending on where we are in our lives, we'll have a different view. Or
Correct.
we may see something different or try it a different way when we go back and review that. Now, let me ask you, do you find do you run into more people that have a fear of failure or fear of success when it comes to getting to that level of joy that they want to be at?
Interesting question. What I find is that most people have that fear of success. They don't see it that way, but if they haven't been primed and taught that they are
Yeah.
designed for success and greatness, they don't see that.
Yeah.
And one of the things I talk about is what you believe,
Yeah.
you will actually achieve.
That's right.
So if you feel like you are a failure and you can't be successful, you will work very hard to
Right.
make sure that that happens.
Absolutely. So then with that, do you get into a lot of really what we kind of put into our minds, what we say about ourselves as well, and start and touch on that?
Yes, because that's the messages. And quite often the messages that we're not aware. There are messages that are running
Right.
in the back of your mind that
Right,
you're not
right.
aware
Yeah.
are there. So we do touch on that. And one of the things, if I can, I'd like to make the difference between therapy
Okay.
and counseling and coaching.
Okay.
So coaching is really about moving forward.
Okay.
Quite often in my practice, I will find that there will people that will run into memories or experiences that they really need to kind of go back and work through. And so that's when I refer them to
Okay.
a therapist.
Okay. Okay, that's good to hear, and as well, good to know. So people need to kind of think about why they want to come to a coach or why they want to utilize a coach, because we all definitely need coaches in different areas of our lives, business as well as personal lives. So that's just good to know. And so now we want to tell everyone how they can get in touch with you, because hopefully you've heard some tidbits that really kind of pique your interest and make you want to reach out and talk to Ms. Taylor Carr a little bit more to find out more about it, and of course to obtain her book. So please tell everyone how they can get in touch with you and how they can pick up your book.
Okay, great. Thank you. I can be contacted at www.bridgesc.com. That's BRIDGES, the letter C.com. And at my website, you can find more about coaching, about the consulting, and you can also purchase a copy of the
Okay.
book. If you are a downloading person, it's also available on Amazon.com as well as Barnes & Nobles for the Nook.
Good, good. I love that. And I always tell people, get that physical book, but get that download too, so you have it when you want to, reference some information, things like that. It's always come in handy for me. So definitely please visit her website so that you can learn more about her, learn how you can become a client and get her as a coach, as well as how you can obtain that book. And before we leave, I always love to ask, give one tidbit or just a nugget that you'd like to share with our audience.
Just realize that anything is possible. And so what I encourage people to do, because I also have a Facebook and a Twitter that
Okay.
I send out daily or weekly encouraging notes, and it's Bridging to Joy. Take one step. It doesn't have to be the perfect step. It doesn't have to be the right step. Just
Right.
take a step. Do something different to move towards where you really want to be and towards your dreams.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Absolutely, everyone. You can check out this episode again at www.bizlinks.tv. Look for That's My Biz, as well as check out our other shows out there as well. You can also please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/bizlinkstv. Love to hear from you. We'd love for you to provide your comments, or if you have questions that you'd like to share out there, please post that as well. We'll make sure that we get that to our guests also. Look for us out on Facebook and all of the social networks also. And remember, we're under BizLinks TV, so we're not hard to find. I am Pamela Alexander, your host for That's My Biz. And for BizLinks TV Network, remember, we want to expose your business to the world. Thank you for joining us. Today's show can be viewed on demand on our website at www.bizlinks.tv. If you are interested in having your products, services, or special cause showcased on our program, submit an inquiry to that'smybiz@bizlinks.tv. In addition, information on advertising and hosting your own show can be found on our website at bizlinks.tv.